All right, I'm here today with Jean, who's been doing really well inside our Total Life Fitness program, and today she's going to share a little bit about her journey. So, Jean, just start by telling us a little bit about what you were struggling with prior to joining our program.
Sure. So my biggest struggle with trying to lose weight was the accountability. I had hit my lowest point. I'd hit 235 pounds because I quit smoking, and I would sit there and I know what I need to do, tracking, things like that, exercise, and I'd get in line for about a week or two. Everything would be going smoothly, and then I would stop tracking or forget to exercise and I would slip, and then a month later I'd be back in the same spot. So it was just going in a circular pattern.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. I know you mentioned it was kind of frustrating. So, I guess, ultimately we connected and you decided to join. So, did you have any hesitations around joining, and why did you ultimately decide to join our program?
I did. I've spent money on, several things, different programs, things like that. And it was always the same result. I might have gotten further along instead of a week or two. I might last a month, month and a half, and then I would fall off the wagon and be right back at where I was. And, was a lot more expensive. I did ultimately decide to join because I have a friend that was posting on Facebook that was telling me, that how well she was doing, several times over. She had lost, quite a bit of weight, and you could just see in her pictures that she was feeling better. So I decided that, I knew she had the same types of struggles, and so I figured I'd give it a shot.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely helpful to hear. So, ultimately, you've been joining and been doing well. So, what have been the best results that you've gotten so far from our program?
So, I mean, and I can go over the numbers. I've lost, 5 inches from my, waist and my hips. I've lost 10 pounds. That's been great. But the bigger thing has been the accountability for me. I can tell you right now that in, my fitness app, for my Apple Watch, I'm about to hit my second month of, hitting my move goals and exercise goals. I can go back and, look and see all of the nutritional goals I've hit. I can go back into the app and look at, what I've eaten each day. I haven't missed a day of tracking. Even if I do it later in the day, the tracking, the food, the calories are still there, and I can see what I've been eating.
Absolutely, that consistency is so important in addition to the results as well. So, for people who might be watching this, who might be in your shoes where you were a little bit ago, why would you ultimately decide, or why would you recommend Total Life Fitness to someone else?
Sure. So it's not just that I've got my, coach and things like that. I've got a whole team behind me. Not only does, my coach reach out every week, to give me ideas on things I might be struggling with, but, Luke reaches out and, checks in with me once a month, how's everything going, that type of thing. So that has been really huge. But on top of it, there's also on occasion they'll do a 12-week, program with teams and things like that. And so I've found that it is easier to be accountable when you're not just accountable to yourself, when you're working in that team atmosphere. The idea that, if I don't track my food, it doesn't just hurt me. The team, doesn't gain the points and things like that. So that has been huge in, the results that I'm seeing in the time that I'm seeing them.
Absolutely, so awesome to hear that. Accountability always helps, and appreciate your time today.
I appreciate you, Luke, and this has been great.